Hi, I'm Jeff Bush with Grow My Profit, and I'm sitting here today with my beautiful wife, Tiffany. We co-own Hawk Ranch Wedding Venue, and her sister, Deanna, who is our manager of Hawk Ranch Wedding Facility. And we're basically going through our weekly meeting. So once a week, the three of us meet and talk about if we're tracking our goals for revenue and any problems we're having with, the ranch, the wedding venue, with reviews or maintenance issues on the property. So once a week we spend an hour together just kind of going over numbers, and I thought maybe we'd film this today and talk a little bit about, Grow My Profit has 6 steps to grow your business, to try to increase revenue and profit, to make it a bigger business that makes more money. And we basically had to apply those 6 steps to our own business that Tiffany and I bought 3 years ago when we sold our other company. So we're just going to kind of go through our 6 steps, how we've applied them to Hawk Ranch Wedding Venue to quadruple sales here. And just a little backstory, Deanna came to work with us when we owned the big direct mail advertising company, when it was just me sitting in a barn. I'm employee 1 with 0 in revenue. Deanna came on board probably a year later when I could afford you, right, to pay you a little bit of money. So she watched us and was involved in building Overflow from 0 in revenue to $40 million in sales. So she's kind of been involved in different businesses with the whole family and watching them grow, and knows a lot about how we have the system to how to grow revenue and profit. And it's usually adding salespeople, adding marketing, fixing the operation. So we're just going to go through it, and we're just filming our kind of live weekly meeting at Hawk Ranch. So just to get us going, we've got 6 steps to grow your profit. The first step is kind of, can this business grow? How are we going to grow it, and where is it at right now? So I was going to let Tiffany talk a little bit about when we bought this place 3 years ago. The lady that owned it just had started to do weddings, just got her wedding permit to start to do weddings, and kind of, when we looked at this and we knew we could grow this business and fast, and talk a little bit about where this place was at. I know you were in charge of like fixing the place up, a lot of maintenance issues, a lot of painting. It's been a lot on the operations side, but talk a little bit about where it was at when we bought it, and where we're at now, and maybe how you saw that happening and had the vision to grow it type thing.
Well, when we bought it, it was generating about $150,000 a year, and we knew that we can absolutely get it to $1 million. And that took us about 2 years to get to $1 million, and now we're on track for $2 million. My sister and I got together and we decided to figure out for each budget and for what everything is included and the things that are not. So with that, we were able to come up with a 50% profit on each thing that we sold. So we knew that.
So our packages are named off the trees that are all over the property. So we've got the willow, the oak, the pepper tree. Those are our basic, and those are the wedding. I mean, they're all inclusive, but those are the ones that we sell the most. And then we started doing event packages where we did the eucalyptus and threw in some other ones as well. So that's kind of, you'll see all the trees on the property. So that's kind of how we came up with the names of the packages.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So that's kind of step 1, applying the Grow My Profit steps to our own business, and how we're going to help you grow if you decide to engage with us. We're going to do these same 6 steps. So this is kind of live in our own business, taking it from $100,000 in sales to $1 million last year, and on our way to $2 million next year, making it a small business that made no money to a business that could make $400,000 or $500,000 a year on $2 million in sales. So that's step 1. Step 2 is refine your business plan. So we've worked pretty hard on creating a business plan. If we want to do $2 million in sales, what do we have to do to get there? How many leads, how many salespeople? And Deanna's been pretty instrumental in getting that done. So I'm going to give Deanna question number 2, the business plan and how we meet every week to make sure we're on track. Talk a little bit about, our mission goals, pricing, profit, in step 2, and I'll go back to the Hawk Ranch scorecard.
Right, so When I came on board, I think they were doing maybe 150. Well, when they took over the property, I think they were doing maybe 150,000 a year. And Jeff wanted to initially get to the 1 million, which they did. So I came on board at $1 million. He said, "Hey, Dee, I need you to help me get this to 2." So we looked over the packages. We basically added some more things and made all-inclusive stuff a little bit better, and then we increased the pricing. So once we increased the pricing, now we know, okay, we've got what we need to get to this 2 million. We established, okay, we need a 20,000 wedding average with about 100 for the year to get to our 2 million. And so we are completely on track, because as of June, we should have been at 50 sales, and we are at 55. And the average is a little low because we had a couple slow months there in April and May, but you can see June and July has already picked up in the 20,000 mark. So I think by end of year, we'll definitely see a 20,000 plus average per wedding. So we're completely on track for that. The other part of that business plan was we needed to saturate the market. So we were doing, bridal shows, wedding websites, social media, Google, cleaning up our websites, adding more updated photos. So we've just been really great about staying on top of that. He's paying money to kind of keep us at the top of the internet searches. And then obviously great reviews and referrals from our clients have brought in a lot of business as well.
So yeah, step 3, you just kind of started touching on it again, is improve your marketing plan. It's all about lead generation. We know that we had a 5% close ratio on our leads. So last year we had 1,000 leads and we sold 50 weddings. It's 5%. So we're like, how do we get 2,000 leads at 5%? We'll do 100 weddings, and that's exactly what we did. We threw a few $1,000s a month at it. It's not a huge spend, but as Deanna started to say, different leads. And Tiffany, what have you seen? Because obviously you started taking some leads and kind of having some fun selling weddings. You've seen leads coming in from all different sources. What are our big lead sources that have increased? Because we went from 100 leads a month to 200 pretty quickly.
I would definitely say the wedding wear, the knot, and also our homepage.
We get really a lot from our homepage.
We
honestly.
sure do. We really
I think
do.
the thing you did with Google, where it just pops us up at the top there, that's helped tremendously, because we ask a lot of brides and they're like, we just Google searched you.
Absolutely.
And under Google, we have the best reviews.
Yes.
Which we asked Karen to kind of dump those onto our website.
Yes.
But Google has all the most recent,
really has
incredible
been great,
5-star, and beautiful write-ups. So people, they all come in and say, "Oh yeah, I saw you on the Google search. I saw your page. I saw your reviews."
Yes.
So.
Yeah, that's more about reputation, right? That's hard to beat. When you have a good reputation, people are talking really good about you, which is funny because that's step 6, which is operations, but it's so crucial that operations is running well and you have happy customers, because that obviously affects how many leads you're getting.
Exactly.
Yes.
So and one thing I'll just mention that's kind of interesting, that was probably the biggest breakthrough in our marketing that I can think of, is there are 100 wedding venues in Temecula, the Temecula wineries, right? And they do 4,500 weddings a year in the wineries. And Murrieta, there's only 2 wedding venues, us and one other person. So when people Google, they were typically Googling like Temecula Valley wedding venue. And we weren't coming up because we're in the city next door, Murrieta. So what we figured out is, hey, let's do a Google PPC, pay-per-click. So if somebody Googles Temecula Valley wedding, Hawk Ranch in Murrieta comes up at the top, and they click it. We're getting a lot of leads. That was a simple $1,000 a month investment that probably got us 50 leads a month extra. So that was pretty exciting, and that's going to be different for every business. So we get into your business and look at what are people searching for, where's all the business at. Every business is going to be different, but that was a little trick that just by paying attention to the market and what's happening, we were able to kind of capitalize on that.
Right.
So step 3 is your marketing plan. Going from 1,000 leads to 2,000 leads a year is no joke. It costs some money, but it pencils out nicely.